What's good, fam? Drake just set $2.5 million on fire in less than 7 days. It feels like he might actually be addicted to taking these massive losses on the chin in front of the whole world. On July 19, 2026, while the rest of the planet was focused on the FIFA World Cup final, the boy decided to drop $1.5 million in Bitcoin and USDT on Argentina to beat Spain. This was supposed to be his big moment to finally break the narrative, and a win would have handed him a massive $5.175 million payout.
Officially starting to backfire. Over the past 3 years, it's no secret that the biggest rapper on earth has developed quite the concerning gambling habit.
But things clearly didn't work out in his favor. Alongside a screenshot that showed his payout could have been $2.95 million, Drake wrote in the caption at the time, "Bet against me if you dare."
Drake writes on the image, "Gotta share the other side of gambling. Losses are so fried right now." However, he does express hope that his luck will turn around soon.
If you know how the Drake curse works, you already know this story ended in total heartbreak for the OVO camp. Argentina and Spain stayed locked in a defensive grind at 0-0 through the full 90 minutes of regulation time. And that is where the tragedy hit. Because his bet only covered the first 90 minutes. The moment that clock hit regulation time, his $1.5 million was officially gone. Spain ended up finding the back of the net in extra time with a goal by Ferran Torres to win the game 1-0, but Drake did not even get to enjoy the suspense. He had already lost the biggest single bet of his entire 2026 season before the trophy was even in the building. The memes on X and Instagram went viral immediately because people love watching a billionaire lose a fortune on a technicality.
Whether I picked the wrong team or not, if I could get out there on the field and win for all your favorite teams, I would, but no, the Drake curse is funny to me, honestly.
It's nasty work to see a man miss out on over $5 million because his team could not find a goal before the whistle. But this struggle is starting to look like a deliberate pattern he might be leaning into. Just a few days before that soccer disaster, Drake was already digging a financial hole by backing Conor McGregor in his big UFC comeback. He dropped $1 million on McGregor to beat Max Holloway, expecting the notorious one to return and reclaim the throne. The fight lasted barely 60 seconds before McGregor went for his very first kick and his knee completely gave out, ending the match and the bet before the first round even got warm. That $1 million vanished in about a minute, contributing to a $7.2 million public losing streak that started back on April 30th, 2024.
According to the image, the 38-year-old has lost a total of over $8 million after placing over $124 million worth of bets throughout the 4-week period.
In fact, today so many of Drake's bets have gone up in flames that a legit conspiracy exists out there called the Drake curse. Basically, as it sounds, the Drake curse is the idea that if Drake bets on your team, then you're about to underperform and lose, due to his mythically cursed energy.
According to tracking data from the Drake Curse website, his all-time public betting record is sitting at a strike rate of 36.4%. He has racked up 56 losses against only 32 wins, leaving him with a net loss of over $3 million in the red. Most professional gamblers would have been banned from the building or checked into a clinic by now, but Drake seems to carry these losses like they are a badge of honor. Even though he is losing millions in public, he is still sitting at the top of the charts with his latest music. It feels like he is trying to pivot his image away from the untouchable king who got humbled by Kendrick Lamar back in 2024.
If you ask Kendrick Lamar on his diss track, Meet the Grams, Kendrick traces Drake's gambling addiction back to his dad, Dennis Graham.
By losing these massive bets and letting the internet roast him, he is creating a relatable gambler persona that distracts people from the permanent cultural damage he took during that beef. It is a calculated move to make us look at his bank account instead of his legacy, and losing $2.5 million in a single week is the ultimate flex that makes him look both human and insanely wealthy at the same time. Whether he is actually this bad at picking winners or just playing a character for the cameras, the numbers do not lie, and his betting slips are looking just as messy as his old rap beefs. Spain walking away with the World Cup was just the latest reminder that the universe does not care about his parlays, and every time he posts a screenshot, the underdog teams probably start shaking.
I deny that. That's not my gift.
Drake is getting honest about the downside of gambling.
Whether I picked the wrong team or not, if I could get out there on the field and win for all your favorite teams, I would, but no, the Drake curse is funny to me, honestly.
It is almost impressive how he can turn $1 million loss into a viral moment, but the fans are going to start wondering if the boy actually has any wins left in him outside of a recording booth. Seeing him throw Bitcoin into the void while Spain celebrates their victory is the peak of 2026 drama, and it sets a wild tone for the rest of his summer. Even though his betting accounts look like a total disaster zone, the Billboard charts are telling a story that his critics probably hate to see. By July 26th of 2026, Drake was still dominating the industry with his single Janice Shut the Fuck Up, holding on to that #1 spot for 9 consecutive weeks.
2025 marked Drake's 11th straight year as Spotify's most streamed rapper. And in fact, last year was actually the Six God's biggest year on the platform to date.
The most interesting part of this streak is how he managed to block his former collaborator Future from reaching that top spot. Future has his song California Girl stuck at #2 because Drake simply won't move out of the way, and that feels especially cold given their long history together. This level of success isn't just a lucky break or one hot song, since it follows that massive trilogy of albums he released on May 15th of this year. With the release of Iceman, Habibti, and Maid of Honor, he flooded the market with enough music to keep the speakers loud throughout the entire summer. The Iceman project went completely viral on streaming platforms and broke 3 daily Spotify records for 2026, which proves his core fans are still locked in despite the noise.
And this is where things escalate, because the plaintiffs aren't just alleging deceptive marketing. They are invoking federal RICO laws.
It is a strange contrast to watch a man lose millions on a soccer match on Sunday, only to wake up as the most streamed artist on earth the next day. Those streaming numbers are basically untouchable right now, creating a huge gap between the guy who can't win a bet and the guy who can't lose a chop fight. Because the drama from 2024 is still fresh, his audience keeps feeding the machine, and he is using that energy to stay in control while everyone else fights for position. Looking behind the scenes, this whole persona of being a gambling loser seems like a strategy to protect his brand from falling apart. He is far too smart to lose these massive sums of money in public without a very specific reason for doing so. The boy is leaning into that Drake curse story on purpose because it creates a safe way for people to talk about him without mentioning the Kendrick Lamar situation. When we laugh at him for losing $2.5 million on Argentina and Conor McGregor, we aren't discussing the receipts Kendrick dropped or his cultural standing.
If you ask Kendrick Lamar on his diss track, Meet the Grams, Kendrick traces Drake's gambling addiction back to his dad, Dennis Graham.
Blowing that much cash in a week is a flex that proves he can lose more than most rappers earn in a year. This is a very clear shift away from the negative image that the song Not Like Us planted in everyone's mind during that massive beef. By playing the role of a relatable gambler, he changes his image from a villain into a guy we can joke about on social media. I expect we will see him keep betting on underdogs and sharing those losses because it helps build this new character while he plans for his future career. Rebranding himself as a man who takes a loss with a smile is much easier to sell than someone who was rejected by the culture. Survival and public image are the main goals here, and he is counting on our short attention spans to help him move past the drama of the last 2 years. He would much rather be known as a lovable loser with a betting habit than the artist the culture abandoned, and his plan seems to be working exactly as intended.
Not only did some call this a new low form, but during his first stream, Drake would even reveal this, his new super cringe alter ego centered around gambling.
Roach brought me the hat that I need for this stream right here.
Before we move on and see how Drake is trying to build his own kingdom by snatching OVO's sound away from the major label machine, tell me what you think about this new lovable loser strategy. Are you actually buying this gambling underdog rebrand, or is it just a weak attempt to distract everyone from that Kendrick beatdown? Drop a comment and let me know. No cap, and make sure you like and subscribe. Let's get back to the real power move happening behind the scenes. The real power move is happening in the back offices right now, and reports suggest Drake is filing papers to pull OVO sound completely away from Universal Music Group. He wants to build a kingdom where he handles everything from marketing to distribution. He is trying to prove he can survive without that major label machine, which is a bold play for someone people thought was finished after the Kendrick battle. Some analysts are noticing that the 2024 beatdown actually gave him a second life as the ultimate villain. His reputation as a culture leader is gone, but people are watching him even closer now just to see if he can actually handle the heat.
2025 marked Drake's 11th straight year as Spotify's most streamed rapper. And in fact, last year was actually the Six God's biggest year on the platform to date.
He is using his massive streaming numbers as a weapon, and by the end of 2026, he might have more freedom than any rapper in history. Those record-breaking Spotify stats from the Iceman project were his way of telling Universal that he can top the charts without corporate help. This independent pivot is basically a shield against the idea that his star is fading. As long as the data looks good, he can keep reinventing himself on his own terms while blocking former friends like Future from the top spots. Even though the charts look pretty, you can tell his spirit is still dragging from everything that went down last summer. Drake is proving that you can lose the biggest war in rap history and still be the richest guy in the room if you manipulate the system. Those public gambling losses on soccer games and UFC fights tell a different story, showing that those 2024 scars are still deep and painful. He is desperately searching for a win in places he cannot control, mainly because Kendrick Lamar took away the one thing he used to own.
But one thing is for sure, the more that he spams us with gambling ads and sells out to stake, the less this becomes about money.
Coin stacks and #1 singles are great, but that ghost from the Kendrick battle is always there. Winning the war for our money is one thing, but no amount of parlay slips or chart records can fix a dismantled legacy. Before we see how he handles this potential split, tell me what y'all think about him going independent. I want to know if it saves his name or just proves he is running from the pressure. Tell me in the comments. No cap. While you at it, like and subscribe. Drake might be the chart king for now, but these gambling losses prove he is still chasing a victory that money just cannot buy.